This will be an instructional video on how to program the Sapphire infusion pump for the delivery of inhaled epoprostenol. One of the first things to do is going to be to turn on the pump. And it's going to go through a brief system check. Once the system check is complete, we need to choose the clinical area that we're working in. In this case, we're going to be using the respiratory care clinical area. We're going to hit accept. And the pump is going to ask us if this is a new infusion or if we want to repeat the last infusion. Generally, we're going to choose new infusion. However, if you had previously had this same patient on epoprostenol on the same exact pump, you had weaned it off and then wanted to restart it again, you could hit repeat last infusion. But for our demonstration here, we're going to choose new infusion. It's going to ask us if this is a new patient. We're going to say yes. And then we're going to have to type in the drug name, which in this case we're going to type in EPO. We'll hit find. We'll select epoprostenol from the drug list. And we'll choose the concentration that shows up there, 3 milligrams per 100 milliliters. This is how it will be supplied to us. All right, this next step is crucial. We are going to input the ideal body weight of the patient. This is going to come from the order that's placed in EMR, or you'll find it on the bag of epoprostenol that was sent up from the pharmacy. So again, this is going to be the ideal body weight, not the actual patient's body weight. So in this case, we're just going to use 75 kilos, and we're going to hit OK. 2 more pieces of data need to be put in. The very first one is our dose rate. We start all of our epoprostenol patients on a starting rate of 0.05 mics per kilo per minute. So we're going to hit 0.05 and hit OK. And then we're going to type in our volume to be infused. The epoprostenol is sent up to us in a 100 milliliter bag. However, we do like a little bit of a buffer zone, so we'll generally start the volume to be infused at 90 milliliters or 95. We'll hit OK. Now automatically the pump is going to calculate the time remaining in that bag, or how much time before the bag completely runs out. In this case, it's 12 hours exactly. We're going to hit OK. And then we have one of 2 summary screens that are going to show up. We're going to hit next. And we're going to hit OK after we've confirmed that's all the correct information. Now we do have the start button up here at the top of the screen. However, because this is a new infusion, we do have to prime the tubing prior to the initiation. So in order to prime the tubing, the first thing we want to do is make sure we unplug it from the aerogen, and then we'll hold it over top of a sink or a trash can to prime it. So once we disconnect from the patient's circuit, we'll hit prime. A warning screen pops up reminding us that we do need to disconnect. We're going to hit prime once we are disconnected. And we have a 2-minute and 30-second timer that shows up. Generally does not take that long, but you will watch the end of the tubing until you see a continuous flow of fluid come out of it. At that point, you'll hit the Finish Prime button. It's going to remind you to reconnect it to the patient's circuit. We're going to hit OK. And then now we can hit the Start button. And once the screen pops up, you'll notice that we have the green light flashing for the pump running. We do have our dose set correctly there at 0.05. Our volume to be infused is up top there. That's how much is left in the infusion. And then we have the time remaining in that bag of solution. So we are up and running. Now, let's say that we wanted to wean the patient off of EPO, or we wanted to change the dose rate. We would touch on the dose and then change the rate. Generally, when we are weaning epoprostenol, we are going to go down in increments of 0.02. So we'll change this patient to 0.03 and hit OK. A confirmation screen comes up again saying we're changing the rate, and we're going to hit OK on that as well. Now, once we've hit OK, you'll notice that the timer went from the 12 hours that it was before all the way up to close to 20 hours remaining in that particular bag of EPO. All right, so let's say that we wanted to request a pause for one reason or another. Let's say we're going to change the epoprostenol bag, and we don't want to draw air into the line during that period of time. One of the ways to do that is to request pause down in the bottom right-hand corner. And it's going to ask us to confirm that, so we're going to hit OK. All right, now we can see by the flashing red here that our pump is now currently paused. If you let this go for a certain period of time, eventually an alarm will occur saying that, reminding you that your pump is still paused. After you've changed your bag and you want to go back to infusing or delivering the med, you're going to hit request continue. It'll ask you to confirm that. We'll hit OK. And we're back up and running, as you can see by the green flashing light there. Now, if you are completely weaned off of EPO, or you want to shut the epoprostenol off, there's two ways to do that. You can go through the request pause option there, or if you'd like, you can simply quickly pause the pump by hitting the stop button, and then you'll see that we are paused again. At that point, you would hit the quit button, and the machine will say, if you quit this infusion, resuming it will not be possible. We would go ahead then and just hit quit infusion. It'll bring you back to the main menu, at which point you'll be able to shut the pump off. But in order to do that, you'll hit the on-off button, and then you have to confirm by pressing off. This concludes the instructional video on how to use the Sapphire pump to deliver inhaled epoprostenol. Should you have any further questions or need further information, please reach out to your department manager or your department educator. Thank you.